లోకి వెళ్తున్నాము. ఇప్పుడు నైట్ టైంలో చికాగో డౌన్ టౌన్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది మీకు చూపిస్తా. ఇదిగో ఇలా ఉంటుంది బోట్. ఇదే మనం తీసుకుంది. రిక్షా వస్తుంది. రిక్షా వాళ్ళ అడివి మనుషులు అడివి మంచి తల్లి. ఆ భాష మాకు అర్థం కాదు.
The iconic pair of corn cob towers. This is called Marina City.
corn మొక్కజొన్న కొంకలాగా ఉంది.
And the next
Apple store.
Come on.
This is represented in these three patio
second largest building under the Trump Towers
of nearby buildings. Contextualism. We'll talk about that a couple more times on the tour. Fun fact about it, it was featured at the ending of Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Have anyone seen that movie?
Good theater ఉంది. నెదర్లాండర్ అంట. జేమ్సన్ నెదర్లాండర్ థియేటర్. మైకిల్ జాక్సన్ బొమ్మతో. ఆ తర్వాత ఇక్కడ ఒక చికాగో థియేటర్. జాకీర్ ఎవరో మన వాళ్ళే వచ్చినట్టున్నారు. ఎవరో మంచి ఆకలి మీద ఉన్నాము. ఇక్కడ ది హలాల్ గైస్ కనిపించింది. వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఇన్సైడ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. తాత వస్తాడే దుమ్ము దులిపిపోతాడే. ఈయన గారి టవర్స్ అన్ని చోట్ల ఉన్నాయి. కమ్ ఇప్పుడు టైం ఆల్మోస్ట్ 9 అవుతుంది. జనాలు ట్రాఫిక్ అసలు ఎలా ఉన్నారంటే అలా ఉన్నారు ఇక్కడ చికాగో డౌన్ టౌన్లో. ఇలా ఫేరీలు అలా వెళ్తూ ఉంటాయి. అందరూ అసలు పిచ్చి ఎక్కిస్తున్నారు. అలా వెళ్తే ఫేరీ లాగా. రిక్షా వస్తుంది. రిక్షా వాళ్ళ అడివి మనుషులు అడివి మంచి తల్లి. ఆ భాష మాకు అర్థం కాదు. యాపిల్ స్టోర్ ఇది. Wow, Apple Store. Order pickup first floor anta. Yeah, this is Apple Store.
Come on.
Boat 9:50 na? Yeah. Let's scan the tickets. Nikki, దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి కదా?
They're under that clock tower.
Thank you. ఓకే, టికెట్లు స్కాన్ చేసేసుకున్నాం. ఇంకా మనం ఈ నైట్ సిటీ లైఫ్ చూద్దాము. ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉంటుంది పేరులో తీసుకెళ్ళి. ఓకే, where we can get the best view, like I mean
Up in the front, in the white chairs.
And the white chairs front. ఓకే, మనం ముందర కూర్చుంటే మంచి వ్యూ వస్తుందంట. సో ఏ ముందర వైట్ అన్నది ఇద్దరు ఇక్కడ కూర్చో. Let's sit here. మనం బోట్లో ఎక్కేసాము. ఇంకా మన సైట్ సీయింగ్ బోట్ నుంచే మొత్తము. సో మొత్తం వ్యూ చూడండి ఎట్లా ఉందో, స్పెక్టాక్యులర్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఇంకొక 5-10 minutesలో మన బోట్ బయలుదేరుతుంది. అందరం కూర్చున్నాం ఇక్కడ. పిల్లలు కూడా అందరూ ఎక్సైటింగ్.
This is represented in these three patio
world's second largest building under the Trump Towers
of nearby buildings. Contextualism. We'll talk about that a couple more times on the tour. Fun fact about it, it was featured at the ending of Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Have anyone seen that movie? Batman and the Joker face off in a construction site, which was at the time an unfinished Trump Tower. We have a ton of TV shows and movies that are filmed here. I'll mention quite a few on the tour today, but just to shout out some of my favorites. A lot of 90s rom-coms. Sorry, not sorry. I love My Best Friend's Wedding, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, While You Were Sleeping, all filmed here. We've got Home Alone, The Fugitive, The Sting, The Untouchables, Blues Brothers, Transformers 3. My favorite TV show is filmed here. It's called The Bear. Centers around an Italian beef shop called Mr. Beef in the River North neighborhood, which you can visit while you're here. Speaking of food, coming up on the right, we have the iconic pair of corn cob towers. This is called Marina City. Goldberg in the 1960s. When these were put up, there was really no infrastructure down here for residential living. But Goldberg wanted to change that. He wanted to attract people to the city center the way they do in the European cities where he had studied. So Goldberg constructed this vertical, self-sufficient, corn cob-like utopia. It's a city within a city. Inside, you can find a restaurant, shopping, a grocery store, a movie theater, a bowling alley, a gym. Talk about amenities. You would never need to leave. It's an introvert's paradise.
Wow, yeah, it's a
My personal favorite is the 18 floors of parking, valet only. Valet seems like it's for the best.
Wow.
I once hit a parked car at the airport parking garage. So this is my high stakes parking nightmare. The car has only ever gone over the edge and into the river twice.
Oh, is that?
Once for a stunt.
రెండు కార్లు కట్టలేడు పడ్డాయండి, రివర్ లోకి వచ్చి పడ్డాయండి.
Second, from a very creative
Movie car.
car insurance commercial. It's a pretty good idea from Allstate. Another good idea. Look into your left. Coming up, we have a beautiful glass tower topped with what looks like a Greek temple. What's that doing there? This is in the neoclassical style, meaning it draws from new and old. It's called 77 West Wacker. It features white granite exterior columns and sheets of blue glass. It was designed by an international architect. His name was Ricardo Bofill. Bofill was from a family of architects, and he designed his very first building at the age of 17. I don't know what you were doing at 17. I was mostly wearing a lot of eyeliner. We're hopping for the right. One of my favorite buildings is called the Reed Murdoch. It most closely resembles the prairie style of architecture due to its warm brick facade and flat horizontal shape. This building is asymmetrical. There's one less bay of windows to the left of the clock tower. I'll give you a second to count. It's kind of a funny story. Chicago wanted to widen LaSalle Street in the 1930s. This building in the way. So their solution, chop off a whole bay of windows. Drive me crazy about 100 years later. Building is currently the headquarters for Encyclopedia Britannica. In case anybody was wondering what those guys were still up to. Hanging out in Chicago, apparently. You may have noticed that Chicago has a really great mix of old classic buildings and much flashier new ones kind of side by side. This is because Chicago has a great respect for its architecture as a history. This part of the city is kind of unofficially known as the Living Architecture Museum of Chicago, and all of these buildings help
The
tell the
Chicago
story
School and
of the city through
Chicago
various
School.
changes in style, identity, and industry. Many of the older buildings have been given new life through renovation, while still maintaining their historic charm. One of those old buildings with a lot of charm is coming up on your right. This next building is so large. Up until 2008, it had its own zip code. It's called Merchandise Mart. On it right now, you are catching a little bit of Art on the Mart, the world's largest public display of projected art.
I need to off. I need to off.
This is super cool. Oh, that was abrupt. Something's coming up next, I'm sure. Art on the Mart is about a half hour long. It normally starts at about 9 o'clock. There is fun music that plays, amazing projections coming from that black box right there on your left. Art on the Mart. It's on Merchandise Mart. This building is a great example of Art Deco style. It's my personal favorite. 3 key features include those inset windows, give the building a sense of verticality, repeating patterns, and polished limestone. We'll see a few more examples of Art Deco on the tour tonight. My favorite style. We're heading into Wolf Point. I really love this spot down here. Wolf Point is the meeting spot of all the branches of the Chicago River. And it's a newer spot down here for construction. Many of these buildings were not here a decade ago. For example, on the right, this is Salesforce Tower. It's a commercial office building from 2023. It's part of a trio of new buildings built on land that's leased by the Kennedy family. So this whole area over here, up until pretty recently, was a parking lot. I much prefer the pretty buildings. But then again, I don't have a car, so maybe people really wish it were still a parking lot. I'll never know. Straight ahead, rising above a striking red sculpture by Santiago Calatrava, called Constellations. Rising above that red sculpture, this is also a newer building on the tour. It's called River Point. It's this building with the double arches. It's from 2017. It is lovingly referred to as the Hot Pocket Building. Also looks like a McDonald's apple pie box. The curve of the building is an imitation of the curve of the river. It's actually an inversion of the same curve next door on these riverbend condos, making River Point a great example of contextualism. It's paying respect to its environment and the buildings, like these condos, which came before. Contextualism. We're heading into the North Branch. The North Branch is the oldest building that I've got for you on the tour. The red brick structure on the left-hand side. It's called Fulton House, and it's from 1898. Fulton House spent most of its life as a cold storage facility. It was essentially a big old 16-floor refrigerator. Back 2/3 of the lot house active Amtrak train lines, and the front of the lot along the river has to deal with the zoning restriction that requires all new construction be set back at least 30 feet from the river's edge. So this left only 39 feet for Getch Partners to build the base of a massive skyscraper. Another L train going by. So, how do you keep an extra tall, itty bitty base building in the Windy City from blowing over? The answer is one of 3 anti-sway techniques we're going to talk about on the tower. It's from 2020. It took 3 years to build. Cost about $800 million. As someone who has previously banked at Bank of America, I like to think this is my building too. In a way, I definitely helped pay for it, so kind of like an investor of sorts. How do we get to the super sleek, contemporary construction like Bank of America Tower or retail giants like Marshall Field,
largest post office
Sears Roebuck, which made Chicago the mail order capital of the world. Anybody remembers the Sears catalog? As we're passing by the building, oh, you can't quite catch it right now, but you'll definitely need to go check it out in person. Up there, on the 103rd floor of the building, is an amazing little feature called The Ledge. And you'll find that at Skydeck. Skydeck is the observation tower. That's at the 103rd floor of the building.
మనం ఇప్పుడే
The
చూసాం
ledge
అది.
is real fun, real interesting. When you get up there at the ledge, you step off over the side of the building onto a glass floor consisting of 3 layers of half-inch thick glass. There's some beautiful views all around you. Outside of the building are fragments from 150 other important structures like the White House, the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, House of Parliaments, and they're labeled for you to see as you walk along the outside of the building. A little tour of history for you right out there. Despite its little name tag suggesting otherwise, the Chicago Tribune no longer lives there, and for better or for worse, it is now home to a bunch of high-end condos. Womp womp. Directly in front of it, pretty piece of architecture. It's the Apple
The
Store.
University of
in
Chicago
2017. It cost $27 million to build, but it sold in 2018 for $170 million. With the cost of a new iPhone. An iPhone
The
joke.
Glacier Center.
Still paying off a laptop from them, so until that's done, joke stays in. Also coming up on the left, another recognizable brand, that beautiful rainbow peacock of NBC. This is NBC Tower. It's from 1989, architect Adrian Smith. Same guy behind the Trump Tower in the Burj Khalifa. We call this style Eco Deco because it reflects Art Deco style, but it's using new building materials. On top of it is a 130-foot tapered spire.
టాప్ లో యాక్చువల్లీ బుర్జ్
Extra
ఖలీఫా ఉంది
credit
పైన
for anyone
బుర్జ్ ఖలీఫా
following along at
స్టైల్
home. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
చూడు టాప్
Does
లో
the spire count
Paina.
towards the building's overall height?
Yeah, Burj
I see
Khalifa.
some guesses. It does count. It's a spire, not an antenna. It serves no function other than looking cool. They plan to head for it, and it is so permanent up there. Spire.
Okay, but brother,
Real quick on your right over here, this is the North Bend I was telling you about. Ooh, look at all those happy people. That could be you during your time in Chicago. I don't know why I'm pushing this so hard. They don't give me a discount or anything. This is free advertising. I really like that soft pretzel. What can I say? Rising above the North Bend behind that brown James Hardy, there is a taller building covered in some funky looking balconies. It's called Aqua Tower from 2009. At the time, it was the tallest building in the world, designed by a female-led architecture firm. That lead architect's name is Jeannie Gang. Jeannie Gang runs Studio Gang, a design firm here in Chicago. Aqua Tower is recognizable for the balconies on the outside of the building. They give the impression of waves cascading water again, because why wouldn't you? All right, this is my favorite part. We are turning to see this amazing skyline. We're gonna hang out here for just a minute. Feel free to move around, take pictures in front, help your neighbors take pictures. This is truly last call for the restrooms at the bottom of the boat, on the floor beneath this one. If you want to
Wow,
check out those
it's a
facilities,
bonus.
got a lot of public restroom spots on Michigan Ave, so
Super
I do recommend using our facilities while you can. While we're hanging out here, I'll hop off the mic just to let you enjoy in peace, but I'll be back as we head towards our dock because I got a couple